Guys, welcome to the Bitcoin Fortress podcast, helping you increase your financial freedom. This is episode 128, recorded here on August 11th, 2024. This podcast is for entertainment only and is not investing advice, so please do your own homework. Well, we'll start with the market update. What a week it was for Wall Street. Sentiment swung from the depths of negativity at the beginning to the peaks of positivity by the end. The S&P 500 slumped 3% on Monday, posting its worst trading session since September 2022 amid a global sell-off, and then followed that up by notching its best day since November 2022 on Thursday. Everything's fine. This is fine. This is great. Everything's good. The volatile journey eventually concluded on Friday with the benchmark index closing largely flat for the week. In fact, the gauge's 0.04% loss is its smallest weekly decline in over 6 years. Monday's rout was caused by a combination of recession worries sparked by July's U.S. non-farm payrolls report and turmoil in Japan, which was ignited by the Bank of Japan's surprise interest rate hike and an unwinding of the yen carry trade. The S&P 500 rebounded strongly over the rest of the week, with Thursday's advance in particular on the back of strong labor market data. Initial jobless claims declined by their largest level since September and helped becalm recession fears. Amid all the sell-off drama, the second quarter earnings season continued to chug along this week. Notable names in their performances included ride-hailing giant Uber's 19% year-over-year growth in gross bookings, industrial bellwether Caterpillar's improved annual profit outlook, vacation rental firm Airbnb's weak current quarter guidance, and theme park and entertainment behemoth Walt Disney's combined streaming assets achieving a quarterly profit for the first time. For the week, the S&P 500 slipped 0.04%, the Nasdaq Composite retreated 0.2%, and the blue chip Dow fell 0.6%. Looking ahead, Wall Street's attention next week will shift to inflation from the labor market, with the Producer Price Index and Consumer Price Index readings for July due on Tuesday and Wednesday, respectively. Also on tap will be retail sales data on Thursday. The non-farm payrolls report earlier this month sharply upended the narrative around monetary policy, stoking fears about a recession in the U.S. and sparking concerns that the Federal Reserve had waited too long to cut interest rates. The second quarter earnings season will also continue to garner attention, with many heavyweight names scheduled to report. These include retail behemoths Walmart and Home Depot, networking giant Cisco, Chinese e-commerce major Alibaba, and the world's largest maker of farm equipment, Deere. So it should be a fun and exciting week in the stock market next week, I'm sure. Getting into the top Bitcoin news, we'll start with No BS Bitcoin, block 856136. This is the important news of the week. Mutiny Wallet is shutting down. Our company is exploring alternative products. We'll be shutting down the wallet at the end of the year, but you can still self-host, announced the project. The team cited the difficulties of developing and maintaining a consumer-facing app with limited resources as the key reason for ceasing the project's maintenance. However, the code remains free and open source, allowing the community to potentially continue its development. Dark Skippy disclosure. A malicious signer could use a modified signing function to exfiltrate their master secret seed by embedding it in transaction signatures as disclosed by UTXO Club. This exploit requires the signer to be corrupted through malicious firmware and does not affect hardware wallets that use multisig between the host and the signing device. There's also a YouTube video link in here to the Dark Skippy demo. Mempool full RBF equals 1. Full RBF policy is going to be enabled by default in Bitcoin Core version 28. More OpenSats grants. OpenSats, a nonprofit focused on funding Bitcoin and freedom tech projects, has announced the sixth wave of Nostr grants, awarding 9 projects. The organization has also granted long-term support to Kieran Harkin, who will use it to improve Snort client and develop native apps for Zapstream, including a new backend to create a marketplace of streaming providers. Build Asset Management to donate 10% of management fees for open source Bitcoin developers. The company has committed to donating 10% of management fees from its Bitcoin-backed direct lending fund, Build Secured Income Fund 1. The donations will be no strings attached and will occur monthly, split equally between OpenSats and the Human Rights Foundation's Bitcoin Development Fund. Good to see that. ARK funds open source Bitcoin developers. ARK Invest is donating a fixed percentage of revenue from its spot Bitcoin ETF, not profit, to nonprofits like OpenSats, the Human Rights Foundation, and Brink. Thunderfunder. Lightning Ventures launched Thunderfunder, a regulation crowdfunding portal designed to democratize early-stage investing in Bitcoin and open-source startups for both accredited and non-accredited investors. The platform allows companies to raise up to $5 million annually from the public, according to Bitcoin Magazine. Semler Scientific buys 101 Bitcoin. The public medical technology company purchased an additional $6 million in Bitcoin, increasing its total holdings to 929 Bitcoin, valued at $63 million. Semler adopted a Bitcoin treasury strategy in May 2024. Metaplanet prepares for more Bitcoin shopping. The publicly listed Japanese investment firm has obtained a $1 billion yen or $6.8 million loan to buy more Bitcoin. This follows its announcement to raise 10.08 billion yen through a stock rights offering, primarily for Bitcoin purchases, reports Bitcoin Magazine. Norway is set to ban Bitcoin mining without public consultations by the end of the year. The country's Ministry of Digitalization and Public Administration told the Open Dialogue Foundation that, quote, it has no plans to conduct a public consultation on a ban on cryptocurrency mining in the country, which is likely coming by the end of the year. Norwegian citizens are encouraged to reach out to their government requesting public consultation and providing arguments about the social benefits of Bitcoin mining. Well, that's a candidate for FUD of the Week. Crypto for Harris. The Democrats in the United States have launched the Crypto for Harris campaign to engage the cryptocurrency community and counter Donald Trump's growing influence in the sector. Oh, the politicians. IMF seeks agreement on fiscal policy with El Salvador. An International Monetary Fund mission to El Salvador has released a statement focused on supporting the country's medium-term growth, all while, quote, mitigating fiscal and financial stability risks related to Bitcoin. We welcome this acknowledgement, and we believe that these risks will, in fact, never materialize in El Salvador, the head of the office, Stacey Herbert, told Forbes. Qatar to legalize digital assets by Q4 2024. The country is developing a regulatory framework for digital assets, pivoting from its previous hardline stance against Bitcoin. The Qatar Central Bank banned Bitcoin trading in 2018, citing the need to protect the financial system and consumers. Isn't that nice of them? Russian mining legislation signed into law. As reported, only Russian legal entities and registered individual entrepreneurs can mine legally. Individuals staying within government-set energy limits can mine without registration. The Bank of Russia, Ministry of Finance, and a select cabinet will oversee the mining industry. Additionally, the bill bans mass cryptocurrency advertising in Russia. Ireland increases its seized Bitcoin stash. Irish police have seized €6.5 million, or $7.1 million in Bitcoin and Monero from 3 individuals in Dublin arrested for allegedly aiding a dark web and money laundering operation. Nearly 3,000 Bitcoin reserve support letters. A group of citizens has sent nearly 3,000 letters to U.S. senators seeking support for the strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation. Craig Wright fails to file a COPA appeal. Fake Toshi has not appealed his UK court verdict, despite 2 of his online accounts claiming he had. 1Password Mac users are urged to update. An issue in 1Password for Mac has been identified that compromises the app's platform security, allowing a local malicious process to bypass inter-process communication protections. This affects all versions of 1Password 8 for Mac prior to 8.10.36, which is July 2024, which resolves the issue. Chaincode Labs is offering a Bitcoin scholarship covering 100% tuition for an undergraduate anywhere in the world. Applications are open until August 31st. Cubo Plus is inviting Salvadoran Bitcoin developers to its Devs Generation 2024 program, providing technical understanding of Bitcoin. The application deadline is August 26th. Sato and Breeze SDK. Sato, a full-service Bitcoin computing company, has partnered with Breeze to integrate the Lightning Network to its newly launched club mining app for Bitcoin miners. Swan cancels Pacific Bitcoin 2024. We're fully focused on Swan's core business right now, and after going through a staff reduction last month, it just doesn't feel like the right time for a festival. We aim to be back in Santa Monica next year, said the company's CEO, Corey Clipston. Well, I paid for my ticket, so hopefully I haven't got my refund back yet either, so hopefully that comes soon. Bummer. Thailand Bitcoin Conference 2024 is set to take place on September 14th and 15th, 2024 in Bangkok, Thailand. And get your tickets here, and there's a link in this article. So I'll put links to all the articles in the show notes as usual. Okay, next up is from Crypto News, and this is posted on August 10th. IRS updates crypto tax form, excludes wallet address to ease privacy concerns. The U.S. Internal Revenue Service has unveiled an updated draft of the 1099-DA tax form, which crypto brokers and investors will use to report certain transactions. The revised version, set to take effect in 2026, aims to streamline the reporting process while addressing privacy concerns raised by the initial draft. The 1099-DA will be used by crypto investors who engage with brokers, primarily centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken, to report taxable events related to the sale and exchange of digital assets. The IRS's latest draft simplifies the form significantly compared to the version first proposed in April. The revised form eliminates the requirement for investors to input their wallet addresses and transaction IDs, which had sparked significant privacy concerns. Additionally, the updated form no longer demands the inclusion of transaction times, only the dates, further reducing the amount of sensitive information that needs to be disclosed. Another major change is the removal of a section that required filers to specify the type of broker involved in the transaction. The previous draft had options like kiosk operator, digital payment processor, hosted wallet provider, unhosted wallet provider, and other. This section has been entirely omitted from the new draft, making the form less complex and less invasive. This revision comes on the heels of the IRS finalizing regulations for crypto broker reporting requirements just 2 months ago. However, the agency has indicated that it will issue separate regulations later this year to address decentralized and non-custodial brokers which are not covered by the current rules. Raj Mukherjee and Seth Wilkes, directors of the IRS Office of Digital Asset Initiative, emphasized the importance of the new form in helping taxpayers navigate the complexities of digital asset reporting. The new 1099 DA will help taxpayers comply with the complex world of digital assets, they stated. They added that this form, along with the recent 6045 broker regulations, will simplify the reporting process for digital asset gains and losses starting in the 2025 tax year. The IRS has opened a 30-day comment period for the public to provide feedback on the proposed 1099 DA, allowing stakeholders to voice their opinions before the form is finalized. Countries around the world are increasingly recognizing the need to tax cryptocurrency holdings as the digital currency market expands. Brazil, for instance, has introduced legislation effective from January 1st, 2024, imposing a tax of up to 15% on profits from cryptocurrencies held overseas by Brazilian nationals. Meanwhile, India continues to enforce stiff taxes on crypto transactions, maintaining a 30% tax on profits and a 1% tax deducted at source on all transactions. Likewise, the UK National Taxing Authority asked crypto users last year to disclose any unpaid taxes they might have in order to avoid fines. Next up from Cointelegraph, this was updated today. 4 years in, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin gamble beats Warren Buffett's warning. MicroStrategy purchased its first Bitcoin stash on August 10th, 2020, becoming the first publicly traded company to adopt the cryptocurrency as its primary treasury reserve asset. 4 years later, the bold move has evolved into a defining strategy for the company that has outpaced even the returns of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. As of August 10th, 2024, MicroStrategy had 226,500 Bitcoin worth $13.771 billion in reserves, which it acquired at an average cost of around $37,000. With Bitcoin currently trading at approximately $60,500, MicroStrategy is now sitting on unrealized profits of about $5.39 billion. Despite the substantial gains, Michael Saylor's company has maintained its Bitcoin holdings, choosing not to liquidate any of its accumulated assets. It has expressed its intention to continue accumulating Bitcoin, further evidenced by its most recent purchase on August 1st. The value of MicroStrategy stock has responded bullishly to its Bitcoin purchases, having surged by around 1,000% since August 2020. In comparison, that is one and a half times higher than Bitcoin's returns and 16.25 times higher than the returns of the S&P 500 index in the same period. Interestingly, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock has significantly underperformed compared to MicroStrategy since MicroStrategy's initial Bitcoin purchase. BRKA has only gained 104.75% during this period, with Buffett's persistent negative stance towards Bitcoin keeping Berkshire from exploring crypto investments. In 2018, Buffett called Bitcoin a rat poison squared. His close associate, the late Charlie Munger, went a step further and predicted that Bitcoin's price would crash to zero, calling it a disgusting product in his statement in 2021. Still, Bitcoin and MicroStrategy have performed better than Buffett's top stock holdings, namely Apple, American Express, and Bank of America, in recent years. However, some traders have expressed their intentions to short the MicroStrategy stock, with investment firm Carisdale Capital arguing that it is trading at an unjustifiable premium to Bitcoin. The software business is worth $1 billion, maybe $1.5 billion, somewhere in between. It's not worth very much. Sam Adrangi, chief investment officer at Carisdale Capital, told Cointelegraph, adding, Bitcoin prices have to go up for the value of the company to increase. If they go down, the value of the company goes down. The company should be trading at the value of Bitcoin. Our argument is go short MicroStrategy, go long Bitcoin. Well, have fun with that. Next up from Forbes. This was posted on August 11th, today. Incredible Trump plan to take on the banks revealed amid Bitcoin and crypto price surge. Bitcoin has surged back this week after a sudden price crash panicked traders, though Coinbase has warned users not to get fooled. The Bitcoin price has climbed to over $61,000 per Bitcoin, adding $200 billion to the wider crypto market after former U.S. President Donald Trump proposed a radical plan to pay off $35 trillion of U.S. national debt. Now, after teasing game-changing crypto plans all week, Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., has revealed the Trump family is working on a decentralized finance cryptocurrency platform to take on the banks. Rumors of a Trump cryptocurrency began swirling this week after a series of X posts by Don Jr. and Trump's son Eric, who teased a big crypto announcement. A new Solana-based cryptocurrency called Restore the Republic, or RTR, exploded in value before crashing back after viral rumors that it could be Trump's official cryptocurrency were nixed by Trump's son Eric, who called the rumors absolutely false and said the only official Trump project has not been announced. I love how much the crypto community is embracing Trump, Don Jr. posted to X. It's absolutely incredible, but beware of fake tokens claiming to be part of the Trump project. The only official project will be announced directly by us, and it will be fair for everyone. Don't be fooled. Stay tuned for the real deal. During a live stream Q&A on subscription-based platform Locals, Don Jr. said the mysterious and as yet unnamed Trump project won't be a meme coin and it will be a long-term play. There's a lot of guys doing great stuff. I love meme coins and that culture. I love what those guys are doing with some friends of mine. It's great, Don Jr. said. But I just have to make sure that people understand that you can't conflate one thing with another. Don Jr. went on to give some more details of the plan that appears to be some sort of crypto-based payment and banking platform. I think what we want to do is sort of take on a lot of the banking world, he said. This notion of decentralized finance is obviously very appealing to guys like me who have been debanked or haven't been able to get insurance or whatnot. Decentralized cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin have been touted as an alternative to the centralized financial system, which has been criticized for becoming politicized in recent years, most notably by Canada's government that froze the bank accounts of anti-vaccine mandate protesters in 2022. Last year, the Biden administration was accused of trying to quietly ban Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies in a move that was described as Operation Choke Point 2.0, referring to a 2013 government initiative that sought to cut off undesirable industries from banking services. Well, I don't really like the sound of this. This just sounds like some kind of shitcoin that they're cooking up. It's obviously not Bitcoin, otherwise they would have said so. So I'm going to be skeptical of that one, but I guess we'll hear more whenever it comes out. But it sounds like shitcoinery to me. Next up from Bitcoin Magazine. This article is entitled Opportunities for Bitcoin Remittance in West Africa. Africa stands at the cusp of a financial revolution as ECOWAS region financial ministers and central bank governors advance plans to launch the single currency initiative known as the ECO, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, promises to reshape the economic landscape of 15 nations with the introduction of ECO. Amidst the buzz of this unified currency, a digital contender, Bitcoin emerges from the shadows, offering unprecedented solutions to the continent's remittance woes. Could Bitcoin hold the key to a more inclusive, cost-effective, and resilient financial future for Africa? Not even a question over here, but an experience. As the ECO currency initiative progresses, Bitcoin emerges as a compelling alternative, offering unique solutions to long-standing financial challenges in Africa. Exploring some factual narratives in a statement by Mr. Wale Edun, Nigeria's finance minister, and his colleagues in the region, the vision for the ECO extends beyond a mere currency. It aspires to become a cornerstone of economic integration, streamlining trade, and bolstering monetary stability across the region. One must be curious about the implementation plans toward actualizing this vision. Pathetically, one of the primary hurdles for the ECO currency is regulatory complexity. Harmonizing monetary policies and regulations across 15 diverse countries is a monumental task. Each member country has its own economic conditions, fiscal policies, and political landscapes, which could complicate the implementation and governance of a unified currency. Regulatory discrepancies may lead to uneven adoption and effectiveness of the ECO currency, potentially undermining its goal of regional economic integration. Interestingly, the success of the ECO currency will depend heavily on the existing technological infrastructure in member countries. Many regions within ECOWAS still lack reliable internet connectivity and advanced financial technologies. These infrastructural gaps, if not addressed, stand to hinder the effective implementation and operation of the ECO currency, limiting its accessibility and usability for the general population. Bitcoin has already passed these stages in the region with its proven technological efficiency on its core operating layer and its dynamics even in the face of redundant or no internet connectivity. Through Bitcoin-based solutions in the region in comparison to ECO, create an added advantage coupled with the glaring display of resilience and efficiency. ECOWAS countries exhibit significant economic disparities from resource-rich nations like Nigeria to smaller, less economically developed countries like Guinea-Bissau. A one-size-fits-all monetary policy may not address the unique economic challenges faced by each member country. Disparities like this could lead to imbalances and tensions within the Union, potentially destabilizing the ECO currency and the regional economy. Bitcoin, however, has an advantage in terms of breaking regional bias while offering global acceptance and open trade options. ECO intends to enhance financial inclusion by providing access to financial services for the unbanked population, but ECO, being a proposed regional currency dependent on traditional finance systems interoperability in the ECOWAS-controlled countries, implies ECO will subconsciously inherit indigenous problems such as having a substantial portion of the population unbanked due to limited access to traditional banking services. Won't this leave this currency at the mercy of a democratized digital alternative? That's definitely a question. Utility and efficiency will do justice to over time as things keep unfolding. Bitcoin provides an alternative means of accessing financial services without the need for a bank account by offering a decentralized and accessible financial system. Bitcoin empowers individuals and small businesses, fostering economic growth and seamless financial operations. Looking further, by comparing the cost for remittance services among different regions by breaking down the cost into two components, fee and foreign exchange margin, within each region as displayed below, if it differentiates between digital and non-digital remittances, it shows fees account for a large portion of the cost for remittance services. Moreover, costs for non-digital services are consistently higher than those for digital services, regardless of the region where the money is being sent to. As the only decentralized digital currency, Bitcoin offers a revolutionary solution to the high costs associated with traditional remittance services. Migrant workers sending money home to their families often incur significant fees, as shown above, eroding the value of their hard-earned money. Bitcoin transactions, however, are drastically reducing these costs by eliminating intermediaries and offering direct peer-to-peer transfers. This cost efficiency is particularly beneficial in Africa, where remittance flows are a critical source of income for many families. Facilitating seamless cross-border transactions with Bitcoin is a crucial advantage in the ECOWAS region, where intra-regional trade is encouraged. Unlike the ECO currency, which will still require some level of governmental oversight and regulation, Bitcoin operates independently of national borders. This independence allows for fluid and efficient transactions between businesses and individuals across different countries. promoting regional trade and economic integration. The continuous adoption of Bitcoin will drive growth economically by attracting investments into the fintech and remittance sector while creating new job opportunities and payment rails. The innovative edge of Bitcoin and blockchain technology will spur continuous technological advancements and economic diversification. By embracing these technologies, African countries will progressively position themselves at the forefront of the global digital economy, fostering a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. Blockchain technology and the cryptographic algorithms which underpin Bitcoin offer a level of transparency and security that can enhance trust in financial transactions. The immutable nature of Bitcoin records ensures that transactions are secure and verifiable, reducing the risk of fraud and corruption. This transparency is critical for remittance services, ensuring that funds are transferred securely and efficiently. Additionally, responding to the remittance question on the Mara Live Desk in Nashville, Femi Lounge of the Human Rights Foundation stated, "The decentralized nature of Bitcoin provides a financial system less susceptible to centralized failures or manipulations. In Africa, we have 46 currencies. One of the big problems is settlement. The last hope of importers and exporters in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa in general is Bitcoin and USDT. The implementation of the ECO currency in West Africa is unnecessary if Bitcoin is fully adopted. Bitcoin's peer-to-peer networks and exchange rails offer superior efficiency and utility compared to the proposed ECO currency. By leveraging Bitcoin's strengths, West African countries can bypass the need for a new regional currency and create a robust, inclusive financial system. This adoption would address regulatory challenges, enhance technological infrastructure, and improve financial literacy, ensuring a smooth transition to a modernized financial ecosystem. The potential to reduce remittance costs, enhance financial inclusion, and facilitate cross-border transactions makes it a powerful tool for economic development in Africa. The future of Africa's financial system lies in embracing innovative solutions that address its unique challenges. By leveraging the strengths of Bitcoin, Africa will create a reliable, inclusive, and forward-thinking financial ecosystem that supports sustainable economic growth and development. And oh, by the way, how about you just let the market decide what the best product is? And if Bitcoin's that product, then it wins. Before I wrap up, I did want to mention this week's featured post on Bitcoin Fortress Substack, Bitcoin Fundamentals. I'll include a link in the show notes, so check that out. Also wanted to mention a shout out to the top boosts on Fountain last week, at God's Death with 630 sats. Thank you very much, sir. And at Lili with 384 sats. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please like and leave a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss an episode. You can also follow my Substack at bitcoinfortress.substack.com, and you can follow me on Nostr. My NPub is in the show notes. And I will talk to y'all next week. Bye-bye.